Sometimes it gets very weird, the fact that I cannot believe it that this exists. Like even right now, I right now realize that this actually exists. And it would be a lot easier from the gamers in general. Like this is a game change life. The fact that if you have an actually a very big performance monitor, you can usually playing the PS2 or Wii consoles using a HDMI cable. Okay, let me tell you what I actually found. So this is a PS2 to HDMI. You usually having just some sort of a PS2 port that you can having on the AC. I still playing the PS2, so seems I'm making this video, which is very thank you for the support with a lot of viewers and a lot of likes in the comments. You have this kind of like, let me just take it off. You have this kind of port, you know, that you're putting in the AC. The thing is that my Samsung TV, which is this is actually the model I'm not gonna want to talk about too much, is that it has a specifically support of this. If you plug this, it can work with the AC, but without this is you cannot working anymore. You know, like without this, I cannot using this Samsung monitor, which is a good monitor. Back in the day, it was so expensive, right? It kind of cost like 100 euro or something. And I found out that even this existed. You usually having the PS2 supporting that great silver thing, and then you have like a HDMI cable, which is I already have a HDMI, and you can having a really great quality in that device, which is not even expensive. Like it's like £6, quite like 10 euro, because the pounds is kind of like expensive. I even make my curiosity with even this, an Wii 2 HDMI, which is having exactly the same thing. You know, you have the porting of the Wii, and then you can putting a HDMI cable. I do not know what exactly is this, that hole right there, but still it's like okay, this one is so expensive. It's like $12, or last price is like 20 euro. But still it's cool, because we using a HDMI, because you don't have like, you know, an AC port of your TV or a recent TV, can literally changing your life. And this quite like being very cool to buying these things. But the problem is that in Romania, Amazon, it's okay, delivered to Romania. Yeah, it is a possible, but the problem is that if you're buying this in Amazon, it can take in a month to usually getting these products, and I really need right now. And then I got something that it makes me feel shocked, because you know this generation with people with the retro consoles and video games in Romania, it's not quite like big, but it actually exists from another Romanian website that they have exactly the same products and even cheaper, which is I'm being shocked, because the electronics in Romania is really so expensive. I found this exactly the same device, a Wii HDMI, in EMAG. EMAG usually selling this, and not even this, they even selling the freaking PS2 to HDMI. How cool is that? And I cannot believe it. Look on the price, 38 lei. And you probably don't understand 38 lei. You thinking it's expensive. No, it's literally much more cheaper. Yeah, a HDMI of PS2 is 38 lei. I'm gonna show you the screen how much is in euro, because euro had become to be expensive at the same time. And the Wii 2 HDMI, it's 29 lei. And I do not care. These two devices I will actually buying wherever, how really long it's gonna take. But I'm literally gonna pay 20 euro with these two devices if it kills me.
Magic!
I have to do exactly the same thing with the Wii version. Yeah, no, that's enough. It got releasing really fast than I thought. And I cannot believe that those two...
It is so tiny!
But yeah, it just like a USB, some sort of a USB. I can finally gonna posting a Halloween video. Whatever, not exactly like. But it's interesting because I cannot believe that this has happened. I'm buying those two in EMAG. It's quite like very good. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm using this camera, which is kind of getting a delay. I remember that I'm using some sort of Canon connected to the OBS, using some sort of a cable to work in that way. So it probably gonna be a very great quality since I'm gonna using this, because it works and I like it. I remember that I actually doing a live stream one day with that Canon camera connected to OBS, and it was terrible. So there is a me. God damn it. But let's talk about this. It has arrived. A Romanian person buying those kind of products for the first time, 2024, or I don't know. But yeah, let's just open. This is some sort of an unboxing. Let's do in the HDMI of the PS2. And that's about it. Oh, it just only that. Oh no, I knew it. It going to that if this is gonna be used for like connecting to a laptop to recording it, I'm really happy. But that's so tiny. Look at how long it is. That's enough of the long. It's a bigger than. So this has been connected to a USB port, and then with this that I do not know, there is absolutely no jack for that one. Like, look. For what is gonna be that reason? There is something behind. I'm gonna read it for myself. China. Look how cool it is with that camera. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm gonna move it right away. Okay. So this is the PS2. I'm still playing it. I like it. I'm enjoying it. But we have some. We got a work to do. We having a work to do. Move a little bit on the back. Here it is. There we go. Now we're talking. This is the most important what we do. We'll see if this one can connect it with the HDMI. Let me be a little bit professional. Oh my god, I zoom in. I like that the fact that I can zoom in. Now it's gonna looking great if I'm doing this. Look at the difference. This. I'll be honest. I don't know if it's gonna work, but let's see. Oh my god, it's Christmas! Let me find another HDMI port. Okay, I found some HDMI cable. A goofy one. So far, we are okay. Oh, I hate that goofy HDMI. I don't even use it because it's so weird. Oh, okay, it works. I was a little bit scared. Okay, it works. My monitor there. Jesus Christ. You know how hard it is? Like, I can make it right now in gaming. Why did I watch PewDiePie? That's the problem that, in my opinion, can be. Jesus Christ, the joystick. Who made this cable? No, I'm not using it. Let me take this easy, gently. I take everything. Oh, goddamn. Let me try again. Now it's working. Okay. You see something? I'm so excited. I will go to take a piss. Alright, I will just gonna check a little bit from the internet, because I'm getting pissed the fact that I pay it doesn't work.
It's pretty straightforward. You get your USB power cable, PlayStation 2's USB port. The other side goes straight into the adapter to your PlayStation 2's AV port. And your HDMI cable goes straight to the adapter.
Okay, now I get it, how stupidly it is. Putting this cable, and I thought it's absolutely completely different with this cable, inside of the, you know what, I will do it again. I will put in HDMI to, I have to put in the USB in that blue thing.
If you've already got your PlayStation 2 connected to your TV using the traditional RCA cables, then you need to change some settings in your system configuration.
You gotta be fucking joking. I'll do AV, right? And I have to go, Jesus Christ.
Go to system configuration and then scroll down until you find component video out. Now, if yours has been selected as RGB, you need to change it so that it shows YCB/PB CR/PR.
Go to ECBD, I don't know. What exactly I have to do next?
Then get your PlayStation game controller and press this sequence of buttons in the same time that I'm doing. Down, X, down, X, left, X. And then wait a couple of seconds. And there we go.
I have to doing some sort of a GTA 5 cheat code. Turn it on. Thank you. Oh, it works. Okay, I'm not gonna doing the GTA 5. It's connected. But gosh, it's so retarded. By just starting in this video, I really want to showing you from another YouTuber who making the settings of having the great graphics on PlayStation 2 emulator. And the reason I really want to doing this, I really want to making the comparison between the AV of the PlayStation 2, the HDMI of the PlayStation 2, and of course the PS2 emulator to see how it's actually the big difference about it. So this is the why I'm using this kind of reasons of this video. The testing with my monitors that I have, I'm gonna using this Samsung Sync Master T8350, then using the Alienware monitor AW2521HFA, which is my main monitor that I'm using on my PC. We're gonna even using a big Samsung TV of my living room, which is I do not know the name or the model, and that's all my TV that I have in my house.
Wait a minute!
You're a nasty motherfucker.
I didn't open this for at least 2 decades, plus 20 years, and it might be gonna be a good chance to see if it's gonna work. So I will probably gonna try. That doesn't have anything with a HDMI because it's old. I have the plug and I have the PS2 with the AV. The AV, it's just right there. When I was a kid, I actually played this TV, and I still have it. But let's see if it's gonna work. Let me put this on. Stand by. Okay, they made a little bit of dots, so that means it's work. Okay, moment of truth. Oh my God. Oh, I'm really scared. If I touching this display, it gets electrified. Maybe I'm not should do that because I'm really scared. Oh, this is so cool. No way that actually works. Oh. Wait. Let me. Oh, on the two. Yeah, it's okay. Let me see. Oh. Wait. Oh, I remember. Oh, this is so bad. Jesus. How am I putting 100? No. Okay. Wait. Chill out. How? Wait. Oh my God. Back in the day, this is how my childhood goes. No, don't make. Oh! Okay. Wait, let me put it back. Oh my God. I love it, but I hate it at the same time. Yeah, thanks for opening my game, but I was really want to do. I think I got an idea, but. Wait. I have this digi. Oh, now it works well. Even I don't like to. Why the. Okay. It works on the video, but it doesn't work on. What is the audio? Give me the left, give me the right. Yeah, back in the day, that how the TV was working. Oh, yeah, this machine, it's so old. But I like it, the fact that it works. I'm kind of happy because I didn't open for at least 20 years ago. I'm even gonna try to play a little bit. Let's see if it's gonna work again. Yeah, it doesn't work, but I might be gonna play like that. So nostalgic, to be honest. What? I exit in the game. What just happened? Okay. I'll be honest, white it looks, in my opinion, much better when I'm using this TV than my Samsung Sang monitor. I mean, it's crazy if I'm be honest. It's something that is not right. Like has a really better graphics. I really swear. It's so weird without the sound. I don't know why it just like corrupted so fast. It wasn't supposed to that happen, but that's alright. Even though I'm slower right now with this car, it feels so slow. But I feel really nostalgic. Nostalgic, but no sound. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. 2024. It's been at least 20 plus years. I kind of like it a lot. Really grateful for what I actually see. To be honest. But yeah, that's it for now. I have to doing my business. The Samsung monitor has the two connections, which one is the HDMI and one is the AV, which is in behind of this thing. Funny enough, the AV that you have to plug in, you need to actually have in this thing. I don't even know what is that called, but I think you'll probably understand. Without this will never work to usually being connected by the AV on the PlayStation 2 if I was using the Samsung Sync Master. But on the big Samsung TV that I have in my living room, they have both normally the AV plugging and of course the HDMI plugging. Very easy. For the first time, I'm even gonna using the Alienware monitor from using only the HDMI. This is not supporting a AV support, which is normal because it's a new monitor, and that's why it's gonna be a little bit difficult to see if it's gonna work, and of course if I'm gonna trying to plug in, because the way you're putting it's very hard. And let's see the testing. Okay, here is a drill. We're gonna repeating how to using the PS2 to HDMI. You just use the PlayStation 2. Ignore the connecting with the controller and the memory card. Let's focusing only of the behind the graphical cable. And we have the PS2 to HDMI. Very simple. Plug it into the back. Putting the USB into the PlayStation 2 with some extra cables. Put in a HDMI cable and put on the monitor. That's how it works. On the AV, you just really go back without to putting some extras. You're putting the AV connection and then you're putting the colorful input on the TV. Gran Turismo 4, we all love it, and I think nobody hates it, to be honest. And this is an example of how an emulated PS2 should look like with the settings that I actually got. I'm really apologize with the way that I'm driving, but I do remember that I actually changed the settings with the steering wheel, which I do not know why, and I didn't really making again a video of the, just a non-commenting gameplay, which is I'm still commenting, to driving very well. But this is how it looks like on the PS2 emulator. And this is how it's looking on the AV cable. I really apologize the fact that I really do not focusing so well with my camera. I was still using the connection between the OBS with the Canon, and this is how it looks like with unfocusing thing. I'm really apologize, but this is the quality of the AV cable. And it looks a little bit brightening, but the focusing of the cars when you see the far away doesn't seem too well, in my opinion, and it should really need to having a break update of that. But I've been playing the Gran Turismo 4 since when I got the PlayStation 2 console for a very long time, and to be honest, I was really need to having a big change of that. And let's see how it feels like when you're using the HDMI cable from the PS2 to HDMI. And here's a gameplay of an example of the HDMI cable using that product. It feels really big changing in my opinion, and I think people understand that it's not about that it gets a little bit a bit quality, but it depends even what you actually playing it. And the Gran Turismo 4 got a lot of things that he quite like working of the graphics. And I know it depends even from what monitor you have or what TV you have, but this one gets a little bit very helpful, that if you really want to be so nostalgic as me and you want to really playing with the PS2 but you really need to having a great quality, you should definitely having this one. It feels so amazing when you're playing this on the PS2, and it has really big changing. And I know there are a lot of modes that you can having an improve of the text, but that only means that you're using the PS2 emulator. There might be a possibility that you improving the text from a little bit, like if you modded a bit of the console and especially from the game, but we're not quite like going to really difficult detailing about that. And to be honest, this is really big changing when you're using the PS2 to HDMI. This product is amazing from this video game. This is how we're looking with the Burnout 2 using the PlayStation 2 emulator. The thing is that I never quite like playing Burnout 2, and this is only the gameplay with probably the second race that I actually did, or probably the first. So this is actually the gameplay, but we're focusing only how the quality it is, and you will see even the replay a little bit. It's funny because this game feels like very arcade-ish, and then you see the replay because it has that limited time when you're racing, and it is something that I still need to trying to playing for one day. That could be good. And this is the AV version of the PlayStation 2 on Burnout 2. It's not a big difference, to be honest. Probably the texture looks a little bit not too quite the quality, but that's how the gameplay is. And I really think that if we're changing to the HDMI right now, it gets much more better. That's in my opinion. The quality, the text, absolutely everything. It feels that even the Burnout 2 can change a lot of the gaming quality when you're actually playing it. It gets much and much better from these two games that I actually tested to use it. And so far, we're gonna see another game that, in my opinion, doesn't change at all. And I will explain you what game. Juice is an example of not big difference between these two devices, which of course the original device AV and the PS2 one. It gets not quite like different at all, just only that it kind of minimized the display of the size when using the HDMI, but I will explain more later. The thing is, the AV looks like this, just like non-looking quality-ish, but it feels that you still can enjoy to playing the game. But on the HDMI, it feels a little bit darker, but probably even greater quality than I thought could be. But this quality can be some sort of a game that it doesn't have a big change at all. So it is quite like one of the disappointing game that even you have that product, it doesn't feel at all a big difference. So if you have an AV, it's okay. If you have an HDMI, it's just not too much a different. It's just the same thing. So for the first time, I'm literally gonna trying to do some other CD games of the PlayStation 2, which are not original, but quite like, let's just saying, bootletting. Yeah, I have a Need for Speed Carbon, and to my knowledge, since I was having the slim and the fat version, these things was working back in the days. I have this since I was in the kindergarten. My dad actually gave it to me, but this is not original. It's just really looking a little bit like way different than when you see the original CDs. But I will trying for the first time to using the CD, and I'm probably kind of scared because I do not really wanted to putting some not original CDs in the game, but back in the day was working. So let's just try it too. Oh wow, actually it doesn't really read. This makes me feel even easier if it's gonna not working, this old piece of junk CDs. I'm glad that I actually not have to testing anymore. Okay, you know what? Let me show you some other games that is not original. I have two versions of Mercenaries 1 and Mercenaries 2. Oh, back in the days, I just missed them. Wow, never believe. Can't believe it, this is not working, all of them. Okay, this getting so interesting because when I was a kid, everything was working with these CDs. It feels like PS2 doesn't support with those not original CDs. No, you know what? I will try another one. Devil May Cry 3. I don't like the sound of the disc rig, the error. Oh my god. Well. In all my opinion, everything doesn't work. FIFA 2013. Yes, FIFA 2013. I don't like football, so it doesn't matter because I have another CD that is actually original, which is Thief. This is football 2005. Yeah, I have this game. That why. But I want to try one single thing because I remember something very cool. You remember when you playing PlayStation 1 games, it was working on the PlayStation 2? This is how I remember, because I have Cyber Filter 2. Cyber Filter have those kind of problems, the fact that you have at least like 2 CDs, and you put one CD from specific missions and another CD to continuing some specific missions. So I'm maybe gonna trying to do even from the PlayStation 2 on the PlayStation 1 CD. Let's see if it's gonna work. I like that it's actually very black.
He's
like,
black?
It doesn't feel the same with other games. PlayStation disc. Playing, yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm not gonna make a comparison with the emulator. I will like only this. This is PlayStation. Glad it works in the HDMI, so this is the HDMI one. But let's see how it is gonna feel. Wait a minute. No way. So, because of this PlayStation game doesn't work with the HDMI too? Yeah, because it's a PS1 game. Wait. I want to check something. Yeah, doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. I think I will gonna stop because I don't know. Those CDs are old. Wait, what? I never see the PlayStation intro in my life. Every time when I actually put in that game, I never see that PlayStation intro. Oh wait, actually works. Okay, it was a problem with the AV. Okay, I'm not quite like wanted to keeping this in the gameplay. I just want to trying to doing again. Because this is the AV, right? Take it off again. And so this things works, but what if I take it off the AV? Because I really want to test, like this is something new about it. Something new. Yeah, so there is only one game that doesn't work with the PS2 to HDMI, because it's a PlayStation 1 game, and that's the reason. Remember about that I have this kind of game, Thief, this is Football 2005. Well, I realized one more thing. FIFA 2008. I hate football. Well, the only one more thing that I actually want to test is the Final Fantasy X.
Why are you talking to me?
I guess it's time for the next monitor. So this is Alienware. This is a really good monitor from Alienware. It's like 240 Hz. It's not 16, but it has full HD, which is I kind of like the fact that I have full HD instead of having 4K. Because 4K, I'm not in that type of a guy that I really have a 4K monitor, and the icons on the desktop, it's so little, like I can't see shit. You probably don't see, if you see this or if you don't, it has HDMI 1 and HDMI 2. But I'm not using those HDMIs because I'm using another cable from 260 Hz, you know? So the HDMIs, I have to put it, and I'm about to put it right now. I do not testing a lot of this monitor because I'm using only for my PC, but let's see if this one will work very well. Well, I just need to know how to put it. Okay, that's kind of enough. What I like about this is that you can move it, whatever do you want. Let's open this. I will open even the PlayStation 2. Oh, ho ho, ho ho ho, ho ho, ho. So the only one more thing I can do is playing without a sound, but that's ridiculous. What exactly a jack can be in this monitor. I never seen a jack in this monitor. From people who want to having a very performance monitor, such as this, and HDMI cable, do the system configuration, compose video out, Y, PB, CB, CR, PR. If it wasn't work, which it works visually, but it doesn't work soundly. But if it wasn't work visually, the video was make me feel even easier. I love to being a content creator. This is the next day that I did, and I know I forgot to put in what dates I actually keeping recording, because it's being very long since I got the products and I keeping recording with my camera and then I editing. It's been a long time, but listen up. This monitor of the Alienware, I kinda say that on the PS2, it's one of the things that I kinda hated the most, and I will tell you why. In my opinion, quality of the Alienware monitor using the HDMI on the PS2, it looks much more perfect compared to the Samsung monitor. But the only one more thing that I hated the most is that it doesn't feel too full HD. That's the big problem. Maybe it was supposed to doing some sort of a settings, but not the settings of the PlayStation 2, but the settings on the monitor. As you can see, you probably see those black bars on that monitor, and it feels so minimizing when you're playing this game, but probably it was even because that I using the settings the 16:9 instead of using the 4:3 or full HD. That doesn't even matter because this is normally supposed to be the settings with the 60:9, but it just became to be too annoying to me because these black bars, it wasn't kind of helpful a lot from this monitor. This is an example of the Gran Turismo 4. It looks so quality, but sadly I don't even like the black bars. In my opinion, it's really cool the fact that I still have the monitor and I probably don't bother too much about the black bars, but I thought that it can really help a lot to not having these issues, and I do kind of hate it about it. There is another example of the Burnout 2, still looking great, but with the black bars that I have in those corners and other stuff like this around, and it's still great quality, great to playing the game, but this situation I don't like it at all. And the juice, still it's not the same thing, exactly like the Samsung TV, probably even better in my opinion, because come on guys, the professional monitors needs to be a very great quality from old 2001 console, but even this one I didn't like it the most, and I really think it became to be something that I don't quite like prefer to playing with this monitor. And I know it's so short, but at the same time I feel like this is supposed to really needs to be helpful for you as, you know, I don't know, PC guy who have a really performance monitor as a gaming monitor, to literally working in this kind of way. Imagine if I was having like 4K monitor and usually putting the PS to the HDMI. That could be even the worst. So I'm glad that even from the full HD, it's not a big deal, but at the same time, it is a big deal, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this is the only thing that I don't appreciate a lot about this monitor, and this is kind of like one of the shortest review that I actually got between the PS to the HDMI for the Alienware monitor, including those 3 video games that I don't know. Should we try Final Fantasy X?
Are you fucking dumb?
Okay, this is the only response of the HDMI. I using the HDMI. I think I broke it. This monitor doesn't compare with the HDMI on PS2. When I really wanted to put in the HDMI cable on the back, the PS2 to the HDMI got read so hard on the PS2 console. I found this broke it, but it actually it actually worked. It is here. See? So it's I thought I actually broke it, but no. I like what they saying in Romanian. They literally say mod inutil. But they say mod inutilizabil. It means like a useless device. Let's just say it. I hate Romanian language. Let me explain to you one single thing. For the reason that I'm making this video, I would like to do the fact that if the modern monitors, such as professional ones, because this one is even older too. We bought this from 2006, 2007, and the way that other Samsung monitor works, and even the Alienware monitor works with no sound, which sucks. It kind of gets that I was really want in the future of the modern monitors that if we have a big display plasma TV to using those kind of device, it should work so well for the connection to playing games with a good quality, and to have a memorable that we can still using the console. Because in the future, I don't know, I might be wanted to changing this monitor, and I might be gonna change in the future to get the bigger one and the better one. And I hope if I'm gonna buying a new professional TV, I will putting as easy as possible with the HDMI. I guess doesn't support this HDMI to PS2 into this TV, because we have the HDMI plugs and support, but it doesn't work. Others are working, and I do not know why, but I hope in the future we can literally have to work with this, because that's the reason I actually buying this device, because I wanted to this thing work. I trying everything and nothing literally just happened. Yep, still nothing. Yeah, well, this one is a fail. It is a disappointing, but hopefully the Wii doesn't kind of have this same problem. I have to buy another one. There is absolutely no chance that even the Wii to HDMI was working on the Samsung TV, which is a big failure. I was really want to go into specifically that key, especially from this video, to working in the living room. Even that the Wii supposed to really being easy for me, because it's a game that you're probably playing most of your games physically than to really approaching the monitor. But yeah, let's just jump into it to usually how it's working the Wii to HDMI within only just two monitors that I have in my room. So before we get to start with the Wii to HDMI, which AV cables with the Wii or the PS2 are better as a quality? Is the Wii cable.
What?
And I will tell you the reason why. The PS2 cable was actually made in 2000 and 2001, which exactly the same when the PS2 was released, and the Wii has releasing in 2007, 2008. So it explains a lot that it was releasing the cable, especially with the console having a really better quality of the AV. It sounds really so logically, but at the same time, I don't know, it feels the same. Now let's go to the product with the Wii to HDMI. To be honest, this kind of product, it's very simple. When I take it off, it feels so normal without a bonus cable. And to be honest, I feel a little bit like easy for me, instead that the PS2 to HDMI has that cable that I have to connect it on the PS2. I still have that question, what exactly it is the... Have you seen that this having a jack port? The moment of truth. Nintendo Wii makes a huge difference from a new generation of the console games back in the day, because it seems using the HDMI has a big, really and weird different compared to the AV quality and the HDMI quality, because there are two things that I literally thinking that the game should really recommend using the HDMI, but some of them not worth it to using HDMI at all. But there is a one more thing that I do not know why. The thing is that it gets sometimes better, sometimes it's not. There were some examples about that, and I will give you some sort of examples that I didn't make a lot of the gameplay. I laid only the cutscenes and the way of the menu in the game, such as let's just make an example. We're gonna using an example of the Mario Kart Wii Sports Resort, and the one and only
Mad World. Mad.
And this is how it works with the AV quality to the HDMI quality from an intro of Mario Kart Wii. As you can see, by maybe because the camera, because I don't have enough money to making a good game capture and to making a comparison in very quality way or content way, I making with the camera as always in the beginning, and this is the difference between the AV to HDMI. It's weird the fact that when I using the HDMI, the camera gets a little bit like flickering, just like how my old Samsung TV from 97 have that problem, but on the AV nothing a problem. But the thing is that the AV gets a little bit very brightness than the HDMI. The HDMI makes a little bit like he wanted to concentrate more into the colorful. He wanted to be a bit like an original colorful that they have, but it gets even a little bit darker for my experience from using that product. And the texture gets so much different when you're using the HDMI. It gets like it just wanted you to usually read and usually understand how really detailing can be every single texting of it, but even depends of the monitor. The AV gets like you know, just an original AV, but I do really think that even with the AV or even with the HDMI, they both quite like gets just better. Like there is nothing to being worried to you having a HDMI adapter if you want to convert it or something, because it just like it literally looks great for even an old AV cable. For me, in my opinion, there is some games that if you really want to have a HDMI converter, it's just only because you really don't have the AV cable, and this is the only solution you have, which it's a big explainable. But there is nothing much more about this. It's just that I will probably gonna even show you how it looks like when I am in the Wii Sport on the boxing without the gameplay. It's just sitting there with the Versus on it. And the only one more thing that makes me feel a little bit like too weird to heard about is that when I'm using the HDMI, it gets a little bit like a lower volume without touching anything of my remote. My volume back in the day when I was recording this was approximately like 35% of volume, but when using the AV, it gets really louder. Just listen to this. Mad World is one of the games that I wish I was having the Nintendo Wii when I was a kid and having this originally physically game back in 2008. Even though 2008 I was 7 years old, and I don't think it was really kind of allowed to playing the game. Funny enough, the game has become to be banned again on the Germany because of the how brutality and you know, gore can be in this video game. And this is probably the first game that it became to be very goring and very bloody in the Nintendo Wii games of all time. I think it
probably be one of the first game that is getting banned, and of course the first game that it gets a very bloody criminal style, which is in the Nintendo. Many people was thinking that this game should be only from like a family friendly game, not just really criminally bullshit, but many people have become to be forgotten and at the same time in big love in this game as all time. I can usually talk about a lot with this video game, but I think in my recommendation we're gonna only focusing the HDMI products that I have, which is the way to HDMI. But sadly, Mad World doesn't have a little bit much more, nothing different between the AV cable to HDMI. But as soon as that the game has become to be only a black and white comic book style as a graphics and as a way it moves, which is a very bad idea. Like, no one usually trying this game, and people who usually created the game with such a vibe like this, with a comic book black and white, of course it's just inspiration of the Mad World from which there is nothing else that people getting inspired from, or probably some people are gonna even don't know what the game it is. But let's focusing into the gameplay, or probably let's just say let's focusing between even the emulator, because even this one gets a little bit different. Even it's not a big difference of the AV and the HDMI. I can even say that it gets a little bit even quality-ish in the HDMI on the Wii, but compared with the Dolphin, it became to be a little bit weird at the same time, because it's not going to be very widely in the Dolphin, and I do not even know why I usually just trying to making even an example from one single video game that works even on the Wii emulator. But only I really want to make this example is because I actually even did a speed run of the Mad World, because I thought it would be very funny to try and get my life as a speedrunner back in the days. And recently I even found out, because I revisiting the speedrun.com, I actually see there is a guy who recently even making a world record by using, especially with the Wii, and he got a world record in that time, like 1 hour and 45 minutes, I guess, which is very impressive. He kind of really making a lot of tries with this game, and I really wish him a good luck if he gets a really even better time of this game, because this game it is even amazing in my opinion, and I giving him a congratulations. But yeah, that's kind of it about the Mad World, is because that I don't quite like see a huge difference between the graphical cables, but I will just gonna let you guys to see what's the difference between this.
Jack, I've got some new intel. That was quick. You find something about the facility? No, we're still looking into that. I have another analyst working on it. Okay, enlighten me. The Bureau caught up with the arms dealer who supplied the Death Watchers. Apparently he's quite the superstar in some circles. And I'm sure he isn't talking or cutting any deals, because someone in the government above the Ministry of Justice stepped in and dragged him off before you could so much as offer him a cup of tea. Yes, that's... How did you know? Say hello to one of your roots of evil, Amala. Paid for by our very own tax dollars. What? Are you suggesting that our government is involved in this blood sport? Sorry, I was being too subtle. I tend to do that sometimes. Look, the president may not know anything as usual, but someone near the top sure as hell does. Maybe they didn't mastermind it, but they're involved. And they're after the same thing the rest of the audience is. Money. Jack. Please, don't whine about the government betraying us. The government's just people, Amala. And people don't all share our founding fathers' values. Some, like you, protect us. But some just want to mug us in an alley. That's all it ever was. Then why leave the games, Jack? If we're all so corrupt up here. No reason. Guess I just got tired of myself. Tired of killing. Sorry. It's okay. You probably don't talk to lowlifes like me much, I'm guessing. You know what they say, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Well, some of us never leave the dust. We spend our whole lives in it. So, we done? Because I need to keep moving. Games are up pretty soon, and there's a kill seeker out there in first place who needs to be kicked off the throne. Only way to meet the Death Watchers is to win their game. And I haven't lost one of these yet.
Jack, be careful.
Amala, I have a chainsaw on my arm. I'll be fine.
You know the Dante from Devil May Cry 3 said,
Sure know how to throw a party.
yes, in the randomly way I have Need for Speed Carbon on Wii, and it sucks. I don't even want to talk about the gameplay, but let's just say that maybe in the future I will really want to talk about, especially with the Mad World on Wii, and of course the Need for Speed Carbon on Wii, to saying from my first playthrough, when I'm gonna even finish, I'm really gonna even talking about how really this game feels like, because I even don't finish, especially the Need for Speed Carbon and Wii, and I really thinking that I should really challenge myself, and I will probably gonna review it in the future. But let's just explain that even Need for Speed Carbon, it's not a great idea to playing this game, first of all, and second of all, and it's not really recommended to using the Wii to HDMI from that specific game, and I will even tell you why. The reason I think it's just because that when you're using the Wii to HDMI, it gets a little bit too much darker compared to the fact that the Wii has a really better graphics than actually PS2, and this is the huge way difference between those two games. Even the PlayStation 2 console is from 2000, while the Wii released in 2006, and yes, I actually learned myself. I better ways just gonna saying that if you're really having a Wii and you really wanted to play this game, first of all, don't buy it, second of all, don't play it, and third of all, using especially with the AV cable, it's just really that simple. Or probably be a normal man and literally playing other versions of the Need for Speed Carbon, for example the PC, and of course the with some such a modes that you really want to have. Or if you really want to getting into your pain, like the max pain, you probably need to usually go to the Need for Speed modes, and I'm pretty sure someone usually gonna having a mode that it can put in the graphics of the Need for Speed Carbon on Wii. It's just gonna be so painful. And yes, there is even exists on the PlayStation 2, but it looks much more better than the Wii. Otherwise, about the Need for Speed Carbon, I'm just really don't even understand that there is many versions that you really want to can playing on the Wii. You can usually using this as a steering wheel, but you have to be pressing a button, and if you want to doing even manually, it's even doubly the painful as you really think it is. And of course there is some other things that you can even using the joystick remote that you can playing exactly the same as the Mad World or some other, you know, Wii Sports games. But other things than that, I can having a lot of the gameplays to explain to you, because we're not kind of focusing of the gameplay, but it's so really dark. And if you really don't have the AV cable and you really need the HDMI, yeah, I should really recommend you, if you really have a brightness monitor, or you having the settings you can brightness the monitor, please doing that. It's not good from that product to playing this game. And that's all about it. And I know we get very short about the Need for Speed Carbon, but here we go. This is how a recording of the difference between the AV with the HDMI works on the Need for Speed Carbon. And I hope you actually being happy about it, because you kind of see how painful it is, because I was getting paid. Oh, that's not good. Oh wait, they gotta fix it. What the hell? What? Okay, sometimes has some issues, sometimes don't. Let me just take off this. Oh, that's not good at all. I became starting to usually recording with my camera to usually making a comparison how it looks like to working to using the HDMI adapter from the Wii to using the Alienware monitor. And sometimes it gets fixed. Sometimes it gets really glitching. Okay, so I might need to showing you what's a bit of the disaster when you're using the Alienware monitor or gaming monitor in general, especially for PC. So
Sometimes he gets a very glitching display stuff that you might be need to sometimes need to take it off, and sometimes you have to put it on, which I don't know why. Let me see if it's gonna happen again. He kind of flickering sometimes, but then yep, he still do it. He still quite like do it. If you guys see so well, this is how it looks like when it got glitching, you know. So it's something that you have to let me go to a game. Let's just say I will go to, so this is how Wii Sport and Wii Sport Resort works. Yeah, it's in like this glitchy display. I don't have two arms, so I have to take it off this. Okay, I take it off, put it in back again, and then oh yeah, sometimes it works. It's supposed to work. Let's see. No. That's weird. I'm trying to go to the game. Okay. Now it got fixed. Look. No glitching display. Yeah, it gets a little bit weird, but I'm ready. You're so scared when you're just approaching the TV. Oh, first time. I didn't mean to do that.
I was even wanted to enjoy to playing the Wii Sports at boxing, and just like that, I just keeping really trying so hard to playing the game because I was really going behind of the camera while I'm recording instead of staying and approaching with a Alienware monitor because I don't want to get a hitting thing. But for Alienware, as using the program with the HDMI, it's kind of like really useful to using, especially that you're using your main monitor. But sometimes maybe because the monitor, or maybe because in general of the new generation of monitor, sometimes doesn't work too well.
This is probably the worst thing that you have to do it. Take out, put in, take out until it's kind of revive or something. Or probably I have to turn off the TV and open it. But yeah, it's terrible. It is quite like terrible, and I do not know how to fix it in this situation. Now it gets better. And it doesn't. Huh. Okay. I don't kind of like want it to happen exactly the same. Maybe I will try another one, and then I will try the next two games. I don't know. Yeah, I think if the text goes glitching when I'm in the main menu, it should work when I'm in the start button of the Wii Sports, and then he can revive the display. But we never know. Nope, still doesn't work. This is ridiculous. Okay, what if I turn on, turn off the Wii? What the fuck? Okay, I will give up with this. There is no fixing with this, which is sad. I have to turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off until it gets better, to be honest. And don't know why I have to do it. Let me try with the carbon. No, doesn't fix. How a Mario have been fixed sometimes, and the Wii Sport have been fixed sometimes, and now right now it doesn't quite like go to fixing anymore. It gets really ridiculous. I can't even imagine how stupid it can be. But I'm just getting too tired. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that's the video. What can I say? Let's go to the final Let's go to the final verdict.